let's be honest. If you have tried to change your income, your situation, or even your confidence before and it didn't stick, you might be wondering, maybe this isn't for me, right? Your life's beating me down. I'm comfortable where I'm at. But if you were comfortable, you wouldn't be watching this video, right? There's a part of you that needs to remind you of the rest of you that you have everything that it takes. And I really want you to ask yourself, am I scared because I believe it's not possible for me? Or am I scared because I believe it is and I won't level up and rise up to the woman who is meant to have it? And that's exactly what a lot of women I speak to, they think. They really say, it's not even that I believe it's possible for me, but am I the woman that's going to be the person to do it? And in the last video, we talked and gave you some of the core pieces of wholesaling. We talked about sellers, we talked about buyers, we talked about contracts and everything else. But today, it's not about what you do, okay? It's about who you become when you finally say yes to yourself.
And this is where we're going to, we mentioned during the last video about Isabel. And I don't want to just talk about other women because I want you to see what's possible for you. Because a lot of time people say to you, well, you've been doing it for 4 decades. It was easier back then. Or, you take it for granted. No, this is somebody that I personally talked to just a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. And she had a lot of the fears. She was financially in a situation where she couldn't take chances, and she had to do something now. The situation had to change now. And so me and Isabel connected also on a deeper level because she's also from France, south of France, and I'm from Italy. So we start talking about lavender fields. I love lavender and all of that. And I was like, someday I want to go there with her. But the thing is, she needed to make some changes now. And this is what the story is going to share you. She went from zero to make over $40,000 in 2 months. On top of that, she's actually closing on her house now too. Mm-hmm. So it's the transformation of what it is that she came to be. So it's not only about becoming or learning something new, it's becoming a new person, stepping into that type of identity. And this is what this case study is going to share. So when Isabel joined us, she believed her biggest barrier was lack of experience. Now, she discovered there was something much deeper. It was the story that she was telling herself, that she wasn't ready, that she wasn't qualified, and maybe this kind of success was for someone else. Then everything shifted. She started showing up as an investor, not just a learner. And within 2 months, she closed $41,000 in wholesale deals, and she just signed a contract on her new home. So her words that stick with us are, this isn't just about doing something new, it's about becoming somebody new. Mm-hmm. And this is super powerful.
So that's the power of her story and of this journey. It's not financial, it's personal, it's her identity that shifted. And because when you change how you see yourself, you will start taking opportunity differently, and the world and the universe and God will start treating you differently, and opportunities start showing up. You build the confidence because you take those opportunities, and your voice gets louder, and the money starts to flow too. And it's just like this magical thing that happens. But if you can't even believe that this is possible for you, you're not going to see the opportunities right in front of you to take the steps. So this isn't just about Isabel's story. I want to talk about one more before we teach you how to make those 6 figures, right, that we mentioned in the last video. I want to talk about Bonita. Now, Bonita actually joined other coaching programs, and she tried to do it on her own as well, and she wasn't getting what she needed. And so when we started talking to her, it was a lot of like, I've done this. I've spent money, and it's really aggravating because I know this is possible for me. I can envision it. I can believe it. And so I'm going to let Bonita share her own story here. But one of the things I want to show you is sometimes it's not the money that was spent, but it was the opportunity wasn't the right fit. So here's Bonita's story.
My name is Bonita Mitchell, and I'm native to North Carolina. Zebulon, if you ever heard of Zebulon, is where I grew up. And I currently primarily am a mobile notary loan signing agent. So what that means is I do real estate closings at the table at the convenience of borrowers that do their closings on behalf of loan officers, title companies, and real estate attorneys in my state. Wanted to find a way to help people create opportunities. It's like life-changing decisions that people have to make, like myself, and to be able to give back in the community is part of the reason why I became a notary. And along the way, I've ran into several investors. With the investors, not only just regular homeowners that do their signings, the investors repeatedly hire me to come back and do their closings. And that is what opened the door to real estate investing. Because since joining this program, it is consistency, consistency, consistency.
Mhm.
The very first thing that I did coming out of that master class in December was organize my calendar, do the time blocking, trying to figure out what do I need to work on in what parts of the day or the week and the hours that I can dedicate to it. I already own and operate a business. How can I fit another business into it to accomplish my goals? And how to engage people on my team. I have an awesome, awesome partner, um, which is my significant other, and then also a family member, James. And without them, and someone else has joined my team also, which is Shay, and she's kind of like a want to learn kind of member and administrative assistant type of person. But the combination of us consistently meeting, consistency is all I can say. Every single week we're doing something, touching something, doing money making activities versus a bunch of blah that you can do during the non-productive hours. And the first part of your training course that I wanted to get involved with, that's exactly what it goes over, and that was the game changer for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for Liz. Listen, you and Laura, thank you so much for doing what you've done to be able to start this. And I know how scary that was probably. I know starting something and saying, I don't know if anybody will come. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. And I so appreciate you guys.
Every one of these women came in with fear and walked out with power. So, as we share the secrets of how these women are on their way to making six figures in 6 months, how other women we have talked to and helped made six figures in 6 months, I really want you to pay attention to this. Let me teach you something very, very small but very powerful right now. Every woman we've coached to make this inner shift, we had to teach them, and we're going to teach you right now for free. I am not trying or hoping. I'm not going to hope this works. I'm not going to try this out, but I'm going to decide that no matter what, this is going to work out for me, and I trust that this is the path that I'm meant to do. You cannot build a totally new future on the current mindset that you have, right? It's not possible. You're going to step into new mindsets which are going to create new futures for you. All right? So that's why we go deeper. That's why we talk mindset and belief and identity, because it's not just tactics. It's not just these little in-betweens. If you want to triple your income, then you have to become the version of the woman who already does that. So while we have showed you now this first part of this video of how to become that, what to start thinking, what to start transferring, now Laura's going to share a little more secrets on the actual steps to creating six figures in 6 months.
Yes. So one of the things I want to share with you kind of piggybacks actually on the first video. When I share with you my personal story of how I transitioned out of corporate into real estate full time. Mm-hmm. And when I say full time, I don't mean 40-hour weeks, guys. Right now we work
Full-time thinking.
Yeah, full time thinking. That's all I need to do to make money. So the first thing I did is made a decision. So I made a decision back in 95 that I was going to transition out of my job. Now, you don't have to transition. Maybe you just want to create additional income, passive income, but you have to make a decision what you're going to do and establish that. Second thing I did is time management and organization. This is something that a lot of women lack, unfortunately, right? We juggle so many things. So manage your time. Do what you have to do. You don't need a lot of time, but a couple hours a day that you do real focused work, maybe in the morning and some in the evening, during your lunch hour. Just really manage your time. Organize your time is so crucial because you have to take inspired action.
And one of the things you said that I want to highlight before we move on is focused work. Dedicate time to focus on this work. You can do 8 hours of work in an hour if you are purely focused.
Yep, definitely. And then, like Liz says, you have to become the version of yourself. One of the things I do personally, the exercise, he says, what Laura 2.0 would do,
I like
what Laura 2.0 would say, right? So if I don't like something about myself in any area of my life, what would Laura 2.0 do or say or act? And so you have to claim that you're going to be that person. Okay. So now let's get into the nuts and bolts, the secrets of what is going to get you there. So first of all, you made a decision. Now you have to decide on an area. So geographical area. Don't take for granted that where you are might be the best area. It might not be, or it might be an area that is hard to get into, is saturated, competitive. The prices are not where they should be.
Yeah.
Whatever, there is 10,000 reasons. So we have actually tools. There are tools out there that anybody can use that will help you to decide on an area. Go for facts, not what people says. Tools, numbers don't lie to you. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing, you want to establish a business entity in the area where you're going to invest. Know where you live, where you're going to invest. My suggestion is get an LLC or a corporation. Disclaimer, I'm not giving any tax advice or legal advice here, talking from an investor point of view. But establish a business entity. You can do it yourself. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but that will protect you, because I know a lot of you have fear of doing something wrong and expose yourself to risk. So third thing you want to do is find some of the buyers. Interview. What are they looking for? What type of property? What prices? We have a ton of qualifying questions. But
we talked about it in the last video.
Yeah, we did. And so what do you do? So that's the thing. Those probably are not going to be the buyer where you sell most of your properties, but now you have a good idea, cross-reference from when you chose your area. Now that you have a shopping list from your buyers, now you go out there and find the properties. Go for something simple. It's like fishing in a barrel, right? You want to fish. I'm not a fisherman or a fisherwoman. So, for me, if you find a barrel, there's fish, and I can throw and fish. That's the way I do it, right? So it makes me feel accomplished. But the thing is, go fish, get the quick win strategy.
Talked about it in yesterday's video.
Yeah, we thought so. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to definitely watch that video. So go for something simple. Put it under contract. Get it under contract, guys. I talk about the contracts in the videos yesterday too. So get it under contract. And then once you got the property locked in, then you go start marketing for a buyer to get a second contract or an assignment. Like we explained previously, depends on the situation. I don't know yet if I'm going to do a double closing or an assignment or renovation. That comes later. So go out there and see what the market's going to do. Okay. Now, there are things in there about negotiation, things like that. Don't worry too much in the beginning. Just go through the motions. Now, you get the buyers involved. You write a second contract or an assignment or renovation agreement to get it to these buyers. Okay. And now, guess what? Wait for closing. You get the title work. You go through all the procedures with the title company to get this cleared up. And then closing date, you cash the check and rinse and repeat. Yeah, exactly. Trust me, it doesn't matter what you make on the first deal. Okay,
just be happy you did it.
Yeah, I mean, we teach to make at least 10,000. We share with Isabel, make 21,000 on her first deal, 15,000 on her second, no, 26,000 on her first deal, and 15,000 on her second.
We have people who have made 65K. We've had people who had made 36K, 27K, 29K. 15K, 18K. So the average is 10, but we are seeing higher numbers.
Don't be modest. How much did you make on the last deal, on that deal?
Well, not my last deal, but the big deal my biggest deal today actually closed end of 2024 on 11/22/24. And I made $122,440.67, I think.
Yeah.
I have that picture.
So, of the check.
Yes.
But the thing is this, this can be you. It doesn't have to be our story. It says, well, yeah, we've been doing it. It's easy for them. Isabel, Bonita.
That took me 9 years to get to the ability and the mindset to close on $120,000 deal to get the negotiation. So while, yeah, but that took me growing into it, growing
Yeah.
into believing a deal of that kind of profit was doable,
Yeah. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. Is it talking about taking ownership, about you stepping into this, so it's you. It's
not somebody else.
Yeah. Is what is your name blank 2.0 do with that money?
Yeah.
What would she say? What would she think? What would she act like? Where would she live? So I want you to see yourself in it, your 2.0 version, not us or
or Isabel
or Isabel,
Bonita.
Bonita, or
Yeah.
anybody else we might bring up.
But I would like to ask here, what belief are you ready to let go? Go ahead and reply wherever you're watching this. What belief are you ready to let go of? What version of you are you stepping into? Like, I genuinely will read every answer. So if you're watching this, comment. Let us know what you're ready to let go of. Because here's the thing, a lot of people say, I'm ready, and I need someone to show me how. So I need to know what you're ready for, what you're ready to let go before this next video comes to fruition, so that we can address that. We can help you let go of and be like, okay, I know someone how. I need to watch the next video because I know they're going to answer where I'm struggling.
Yep. So start thinking in motion. And right now, think about your time management. Think about the area you're going to invest. Do some research, and just get some things in motion, because you shift your energy around you, and you're going to step into that version of yourself.
And we're honestly going to take a few of your comments and highlight them at the next video. We won't put your name out of like secret, because maybe you don't want it publicly announced where you're struggling. But we're going to actually take some of what you're sharing with us and put it in the next video and help you answer those lingering fears that you have or worries. But also, who is that 2.0 version of you, and how can we make it quickly for you to get there?
Yeah. So, well, great stuff.
Yeah, this is your turning point. You don't, I feel like we all feel as women we have to do this alone. Like, that we need to shoulder everything. And this is your turning point to know that you don't have to do it alone. We've built the path, and you have everything it takes to make it work. So we're going to see you in the next video, but we're going to talk about ownership and how to actually take action through the fears and really activating your own transformation. Not ours, but yours.
Yes. So thank you for following us and sticking with us. And, we love to talk, and we banter each other all the time.
Yeah.
So, mother, daughter, what can you do, right? So see you next video.
Bye.
Bye.